going down. Surprise, nigga. Yeah,
Came to find out that Wendy Williams is the first female talk show host to average 1,500 yards receiving in high school.
Witness AP, don't worry, it's all timing. I slid in like a nigga that didn't pay. Backdoor style, shut the club down with a K. You know NC at it again, aiming at your cabbage again. I flow with a magical blend. Step up, get dropped to a tragical end. You know the push got my lungs, but it's black in my skin. From Raleigh, NC down to Duluth, Georgia.
I did save a lot of money on my car insurance. Some of you think I switched to Geico. I just stopped paying the insurance.
For dollars, and the cats that been thinking peanuts like Jimmy Carter. Got that lava, game time not a problem. Milk the clutch and watch me go up when I'm popping.
Lights, action, cameras flashing, girl, you know this song. Maybach's cutting, trying to take you home. I like the way it's going down. I like the way it's going down.
Yo, what up? We're back again for another episode of The Slice. We at Benny's Capitales, 121 Fayetteville Street. I'm your host, Teron.
I'm your co-host, HL. And with us today, we got the homie, the great Alex Hofford. What's up, man? So whoever doesn't know who Alex Hofford is, man, Alex Hofford's been one of my homies since I first started doing comedy. We made at an open mic, and we just kept seeing each other at open mics, and eventually it became real cool.
It's one of my favorite glow-ups I've been able to witness in my entire life. Just seeing you start out in comedy and then like all the stuff you're doing now, I'm just like, man, it's just the coolest stuff.
Oh wow, thanks.
It's pretty wild.
So what has your experience in the comedy game been like over the years, man?
It's pretty steady. I wouldn't call myself more than an open mic or anything like that. I've like gotten some gigs here and there, but I just generally kind of keep around town. I actually started off doing improv instead of doing stand-up.
Where'd you start at? What
Comedy Works.
Comedy Works. Man, I hear a lot of people got it. I didn't even know Comedy Works existed until Comedy Works.
Yeah, so where the Publix is and all that, they like basically built it on top of where Comedy Works.
Was it called something else like that, like Comedy Sports or something?
Yeah.
It was downtown.
Yeah.
Moore Square.
Yep.
It used to be over there like years.
Yeah, way back when.
I was introduced to improv comedy back then. So yeah, it's been popping for a while.
Yeah, because I had like a theater background in high school and stuff like that, so I was just like, all right, well, I'll do that. Because I got my college girlfriend dumped me. I was like, I need something to do in my spare time. I did improv, and I did that for like 4 years before I started doing stand-up. But it's always something I wanted to do,
So your theater background, like, were you ever in any plays?
Oh yeah, dude.
Did you ever get lead?
No, not a lead actor, but my biggest role was Thomas Putnam in The Crucible.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got drowning witches and whatnot. I accused Giles Corey of being a witch. He got rolled between a stone and stuff like that. But it was kind of harrowing though. The first night of our like opening night of the play, I get on stage to like say whatever I'm saying like in the court, and I completely forget my line. And the other person's like, "So you want to know what happens, right?" And I was just like, I ran off stage and I fucking started crying. Dude, I was a sophomore in high school and I just started crying aggressively. My theater
Did they hear you on stage?
Probably. I wasn't good enough for like hiding sobs at that point, and it was bad.
I know that's not funny, but that is hilarious.
It honestly is. It's like, but we don't. That's like the bottom. Like when I go out and do an open mic, it's just like I've literally done the worst thing.
That's absolutely the bottom. You're starting from the bottom.
Dude, everything's uphill from there. So
my biggest role in a play was Jacob Marley in the Christmas Carol.
Nice.
Yeah. I should have been Scrooge. They didn't want to black me like Scrooge because I was still an 80s baby. So.
And they also would make you like the ghosts of Christmas, whatever.
They want no black ghosts.
They're like, we can't put chains on him, man. It's not gonna look good.
Yeah, you can't put. They tried to put chains on Jacob Marley. I was like, fuck no.
That's not his character.
I'm not wearing no chains. But. It was a fun experience. Plays are great. Like to be part of a cast on the plays freaking awesome.
Heck yeah, man. And then you get comfortable enough in the material and you really like make it your own. Like, I totally buy in all that like actor bullshit. It's like, well, you know, it's elevating it off the page and all that kind of stuff. It's like, no, you really are to a point.
Because it's nothing but a story until someone acts it out.
And then I mean, the same thing goes with like stand-up. You're doing your jokes so long. Finally incorporated into a chunk, and now you have that little bit more flexibility with what you're trying to do.
Especially when you get comfortable with a certain
Because at that point, you're in such a position of control. Like, you can get back to what you know works. You can play around with it a little bit. Like, there's been times like I'll still, you know, I mean, all of us do material that we've done for a really long time. I'll fuck around sometimes. Like, sometimes, like, because I'm drunk and it just happens, I rearrange the joke somehow. It's like, you know what, fuck it. I'll double down on this. I'm not going to stop and be like, oh, fuck that up. Hold on, let me. Because that nothing's weirder than seeing a stand-up just do that. It's like, hold on. So you guys, and it's just so weird.
But the funny thing about with you, when it comes to comedy, I've seen you break apart from your scheduled material and just start killing the crowd work. Do you think that's a tribute to your improv background?
1,000%. And I don't know that I would have felt as confident in my stand-up without having that sort of safety net behind. Because I basically learned how to make, you know, a sandwich out of anything. You know, like, you give me one detail, I can dive into that, you know, and like improv teaches you the game of the scenes. So it's like, you pick one thing, like someone says Thomas Jefferson, and you like, and his monument's weird, and then like you just double, triple, quadruple down on something. I mean, that's just the core of writing anyway. So it's just taking one thing and kind of running with it. But yeah, like I kind of like those opportunities to get off the material too, because you don't feel like such a robot.
Yeah.
And everybody tells when you're a robot.
Yeah. When it gets robotic.
It's just like, I'm going through beats, wait for laughter, wait for next one. It's just, it's so bad.
You just did the Helen Waller.
What are you doing? Or the Sam Mazzani.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
What, he died?
No, he's still alive. He's married now, so yeah, probably.
Well, you know, I like the guy.
Oh, he's a good dude.
I always question, like, why him? Like, it never really made sense to me. Like, I saw everybody else being fun, I just saw Sam being on stage.
Yeah, he was a hustler though. I mean,
Yeah.
he definitely knew people to talk to, and that's like that's the part of comedy that I'm like I still continue to struggle with. It's like asking for spots.
Yeah, I don't. Me personally, man, I just sit back and then I know it sounds fucked up, but I just sit back and wait. And if you don't hit me up, you just don't hit me up.
So
I'm not gonna put someone in the position.
And
to
I see people like you do that, and I'm like, well, cool. Then people obviously recognize talent, recognize quality of comedy. They will ask because they've seen you do stuff before. And now that I'm helping produce shows, like, yeah, people are going out and asking people to do stuff. But like, everybody that I talk to is like, oh, you gotta ask for spots. And I feel so fucking awkward doing
Yeah, I don't like asking for anything. I would rather put on my own comedy show and ask somebody for. But I've done it, you know. But
and
for
that's
the most
why
part,
you do put on your own comedy show, so you just kind of give yourself that stage time, and then you trade stage time and you do all that like producer type shit.
yeah. But the problem is that so many producers, man, it's like they need all the stage time they can get.
It's true. It's true. And also, do you start out by hosting or trying to produce an open mic, or as we like, and it's kind of this is what's kind of happened more since COVID. Everything's been opening up. People jumping straight to the showcase and getting the venue and being like, I can book out 20, 30, 50 people on a Friday, Saturday, Thursday night, whatever. And I feel like a lot. I'm a big anybody that I produce shows with or that I've known for a really long time will tell you this. Like, I believe that the hosting aspect of a comedy show is like really a lost art in a way, because you're there to make or break the night, but at the same time, no one should remember
Anything
in a way. Like, and I'm gonna go out there and kill, you know what I mean? But I'm not there to
be the star.
ruin anything for whoever's got to come behind me. Like, I gotta set them up for success more often than not. And most people have gone through that process of like just basically hosting and just feeling out what it's like to just have to be a master of ceremony.
See, for me, like hosting,
Y'all be safe, man.
hosting for me is like my favorite position. It's kind of like you said, like to me, just how I feel like the audience just take labels. Not looking for so much from the host. The feature, they're looking for the feature, definitely looking for the headline. but the host is there to kind of move it along.
It's
But
the
you
grace
still want to
of
do
the
that.
night.
Yeah, you still want to
You
be
gotta get
there.
them used to laughing too.
And more importantly too is like when you're going up there between comics, and one thing I like absolutely, one of my biggest comedy pet peeves is when you're hosting an open mic and then the comic gets off stage and you go up there and you try to riff on their jokes. It's like, this isn't a joke pool for you. This isn't an idea pitch. And what you're doing is like, they probably did really well and now you're completely undermining that. Like, you need to take that momentum and carry it to the next comic instead of spiking it.
If I ever, when I'm hosting, whenever a comic kills, keep it going.
Dude, you are there to keep the energy as elevated as you possibly can without like manufacturing it. Like, I hate doing it, but sometimes it works where it's just like when you have an audience is tight, just like refuse to open up and they don't want, they like nod at the jokes. Like, we appreciate your humor and that is funny.
Yeah.
If I were more drunk or whatever, it's like, no, let's get our applause at a 1, let's get it at a 4, let's get it at, like, there are ways to quickly do that, like manipulate them, and then after that point, as long as the comics are good, all you gotta do is just keep that ball. It's a beach ball.
Now, if I go after a comic bomb, I might try to say something to get them back in.
You have to.
But I hate when a motherfucker hate a host line. I hate a host line. If you're gonna go up and do 5 minutes in between each comic, let me know before the show starts. I can do my ass home.
Dude,
Let me go first.
I've been to some mics out here, and I will not be very specific because I do like getting booked on things, maybe. But there's a mic. You know, you go into a mic, you expect an hour and a half, maybe. You know, 20 people, 25 people get to go up, 3 to 4 minutes. It's about an hour and a half's worth of time. Dude, if I'm sitting still waiting for my spot at the 2-hour mark because you are going up there and like dropping 2 minutes on everybody after they go off the stage, it's just like,
I don't know. And I tell you the funny thing is, I remember there was a time where I thought going up last was a badge of honor. Fuck that noise.
No, you learned real quick that that's the fuck you spot.
That is the fuck, man. Anybody going by the time you. I remember one time I got up, man. I ain't tell jokes to nobody but the damn bartender, and he was ready to go, and the host.
Like, dude, you are literally holding up, man. Like,
Oh,
I did that at Crafty. Like, people will come in late, and I've been like having to run the Crafty mics a little bit more solo because Jordan and Spencer, like,
They're busy.
They're busy. Like, they're hustling, trying to find work and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, I'm happy to take the load because I do like hosting. It's one of my favorite things. I host trivia, for God's sake.
Yeah.
It's fun. But I'll have people come up and be like, hey, I missed the list. Can I get a spot? I'm like, I'm giving you half the time at the last spot of the night. Do you want that? Because I'm not gonna push aside all these people who were here and played by the rules and on time and sacrifice what they are working on to accommodate. Like, I will be as accommodating as I can. I'll still give you some, but like, there's got to be a line drawn somewhere.
So, like, because you've been in comedy for how long now?
Decade, 10, 11 years, yeah.
So what is your impression of the new talent coming up in the triangle?
Amazing. I'm like, from when I started doing comedy to now, you know, the emphasis on diversity really fucking helps, because I can't, like, as a comedy appreciator, like, I can't stand hearing the same fucking jokes about the same shit all the time. Yes. So, like, yeah, in terms of, like, diversity, it used to be, like, predominantly white dudes. And I will say that it seems like there's fewer female comics around here. We've had a lot of fantastic ladies come through here. I mean, Maddie Wiener, most notably, she's a fucking killer. She's up in Chicago right now. She's crushing it. But, you know, and then it's also the diversity in the rooms that we have, too. You know, it's not just at a bottle shop or, you know, a wine and beer place. It's like pizza joints. It's, you know, Irish pubs. It's awesome. The only thing that I wish we had were more opportunities. And we had that, and I mean, you know, like before COVID hit, you could get up every night, and sometimes multiple, like there were triple dip opportunities. Like it was like Thursday nights or Friday nights, because we used to have the late night nights and good nights. It was like 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock. So we would do like, go to the Dangling Loafer showcase show on a Friday, wrap up there, go over to Good Nights, catch the tail end of whoever's doing the upstairs room or the downstairs room, and then we've got our own spot to like go out until like what, 12:30. We got an hour just doing stuff in that small space.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. The old Good Nights with the 3 floors, it was just a vibe, man.
Dude, it's just history in the fucking bones of that place, man.
The energy, especially upstairs, I think like the most memorable night upstairs was the night that you were hosting.
Oh yeah.
Like the crowd, even just the way that the room is, everybody came in.
The best part about it was, like, even though they had high-ass ceilings in there, if you got people to laugh, it filled it out immediately, man. Hearing somebody kill in that room is very, I mean, I'm getting tingles thinking about it, because it was like, it was some really good fucking shows up there.
I remember the first time I killed in that room. It was a bunch of, there was a couple of brothers from Virginia, and you let the nigga's stomach hurt, and he landed. Oh, stop it! Oh, you killed him! Oh! I was gone.
Oh, you
I'm
have,
like,
you
nigga,
have
you
to
gonna
keep
die tonight. I'm
gonna cramp you out the building, dude.
And I mean, it was electric that night. And I remember, like, just leaving out, I was like, maybe I'm alright at this. Because before then, you know, like I've always been just that in the middle. You know, I'm alright. I'm not there yet, but I'm working.
I'm totally empathized.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm there too. It's like you know the killers. Like,
Yeah.
The killers are obvious.
And to become one of the killers is like the most humbling but gracious experience I've ever had.
Well, it's so validating to all of the work you've been putting in all this dog shit rooms that you've done the same jokes in. And then you have these like imposter syndrome moments where it's just like, I really thought this joke was good. It's worked XYZ number of times. But then you get, and I'm speaking for myself. I'm not trying to project,
imposter syndrome my damn self.
but like it starts to not hit, and whether it be, all right, the first time it didn't hit is because I wasn't in a great mood that day. Second time it didn't hit is because maybe I got like shell shocked from the first time, and I'm still not in the greatest mood. And then it just kind of just devolves from there.
Throw it away.
Until you throw it away, but then you bring it back into a room like that, and it's just like, no, dude, if you just have a regular, if you have an audience who's there for comedy, there to laugh, and they are focused on what's going on. They don't have the baseball game going on the TV. It's so much easier.
So let me ask you this: what was the thing that motivated you into even trying comedy?
I was just always a fan, man. I was always able to make people laugh. That was like I'm still small. I'm like 5'6", 5'7", but like growing up, as a small kid, I got picked on a lot. The easiest way out of getting I got stuffed in trash cans and like lockers and shit. Dude, 7th grade, I was in like a crafts class, and these like 3 dudes took me and put me head first to a trash can with like a bunch of like styrofoam and dead flowers and shit. And so I was just like picking out like styrofoam bits from my hair. Like every year in middle school and high school, I got some form of suspension for like a fight type situation because I was just like defending myself. Because also because I've been wearing glasses my whole life, you hit me in the face and you touch my glasses, I fucking freak out. I see like white hot rage, I'm just like Super Saiyan, like immediately just
touch his glasses.
Launching.
What school was this?
Parkwood in Monroe, North Carolina.
You remember the guys?
I do.
It's fun.
All right.
I'm down.
I think one of them.
I hate Woody. I can't stand.
I think one of them is dead.
Good.
Alright, so
That's what you deserve.
Rest in pieces. But yeah, dude, I will say this though, like, it's a weird way to channel that kind of like energy, right? Like, so I got bullied, and I invariably bullied other people because when you feel like you can hold something up, and then not to the point like I'm not physical enough to like be stuffing people in trash cans, but that's where being funny, like I would be fucking mean sometimes. You know? I did get suspended one time, and actually it almost prevented me from getting into college. I got suspended for sexual harassment in high school, and it's because I was on a school bus, and this girl was like just being annoying as shit, and she started hitting me with this broom on the back of the bus, and I called her a pussanus, which was like the first time I'd ever like heard or said that out loud.
yeah,
And she,
first time.
right? And she got off the bus before her stop, so the bus driver had to record her. She goes to the office the next day, asked her why, what happened. She told me what I said. So I'm sitting in the office in front of like the 2 assistant principals. By the way, one of the assistant principals, I shit you not, his name was Randy Booth. Try getting a whole high school to not make fun of this man to his face every goddamn day. I'm sitting in front of these 2 guys. They're like, "So what did you call her?" And I said, "Pussanus." And you see these 2 grown-ass men like
Snickers.
just holding back, like laughs. I'm like, this is how you get out of stuff. Like, this is the ultimate defense mechanism because it's just disarming. Is all it is.
It is.
Tell me about your story.
Which one?
The police.
Huh?
The police.
told the woman, I was like, "Are you a cop?" Because
No, getting out of the ticket for your car.
oh, when I told the judge I got on the ticket. Oh, yeah. So I get pulled over. I'm leaving Jacksonville, and this cop pulls me over.
Let's just be specific. Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Yeah, Jacksonville, North Carolina. Jacksonville, Florida, my ass would have got shot.
Or Mississippi. No, it's Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah. But I get pulled over and this cop, he's cool dude. He's like, hey man, you know I pulled you over, you're going a little fast. I was like, alright, I understand, like where you coming from? I was like, I just performed at a comedy show. He said, oh, you're a comic. I was like, he's like, tell me a joke. I did my God is a Woman bit for him. Dude fell out laughing. He was like, go on.
Dude, that's the best body cam video that guy's gonna ever have.
Yeah.
Too. Like that's the fucking best.
Like it was like, I mean, it was so rewarding because
and like at the ready. You
had
it ready to go.
Man, I mean, he fails for like every single punch. It hit.
But and that also just tells you you don't if your audience is not a comedy snob, you're gonna fucking crush, dude.
Yeah.
Like, because you know how to do comedy. It's like, yeah, sure that your jokes or whatever could sharpen the writing here, or like make the text, whatever. But if you know how to do comedy and you know how to like pull people in, push people out, and keep that going, dude, it's like fucking clay in your hand.
It's fun. It's everybody can't do what we do, but everybody thinks they can. And see, that's the biggest misconception is that so many people, we make it look so easy for people. That they think they can just get on stage, not have nothing prepared, and just rattle off 5 minutes of material.
How many times have you been at an open mic where someone's been like, it's my birthday, I've always wanted to try it, and they go up, and I've been the host where these people come up and it's like, can I sign up? I'm like, absolutely, you can sign up. Because I want your dreams to either get dashed or supported.
Or some fire. Like you have one month, like you gotta understand, like me, there was a time where all of us had never done comedy before.
100%.
And then we go out, and that's the thing. That's why in my mind, like they were talking about T.I. and I think they're talking about Tom Brady doing comedy and stuff. Bring it on. Comedy is an open arena sport. It is free for everybody to try.
100%.
Now, if you suck, you can either two options. You can quit or you can try to get better. But the thing is, it's free game. I promise you, if T.I. was to stick with comedy, he will be killing in 5 or 6 years.
The only thing that separates people from being successful and not successful in comedy is the willingness to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And if you're somebody like a T.I. or a Tom Brady going in there and you're going to do these like surface level jokes about like, oh, isn't it weird that I'm not playing football anymore? Or like T.I. goes up there and just says a bunch of random shit. It's like, that's fine, but I mean, everybody can tell when your guard's up or you're being tentative about something.
Yeah.
What I heard T.I. getting booed off of though was something that he really thought was funny. And whether he ran that by somebody or not, you know what I'm saying? Like it just wasn't.
I would say, and to your point, and I would say, like, I would encourage them to keep trying because the deck is stacked against them. Automatically.
No, the deck is for them because they're famous.
No.
And people love to hear famous people talk.
But what do they love to see more? They love to see him fucking fail.
Yeah, they love to see him. But
that's why TMZ has existed for fucking years, man.
But this is the thing. If Tom Brady said, hey, I'm going to try comedy for the first time, he could sell out a stadium.
That's true. That's true.
For his first time ever doing comedy.
All right, let me ask you this. How long do you think someone like that could conceivably get away with selling out crowds before the crowds are just like, I'm not paying for the shit?
2 or 3 shows.
Yeah. And that's to become a millionaire?
Yeah, you know,
the first show.
Yeah, make your nut off the Hollywood Bowl or something like that.
He could go back. My bad.
No, you're good.
But he could go back to what's the Patriots field?
Yeah, Gillette Stadium.
He could go to Gillette.
Sell that bitch the fuck out.
Dude, yeah. Actually, you know what he could do? He could do only shows in Boston. And he would fucking break it in.
Yo, in Indiana. Because Indiana loves Boston for some reason. They love Larry Bird and Tom Brady in Indiana. I don't know why.
Michigan too, man.
They said fuck Andrew Luck when he retired. He just said Tom Brady. But
like,
you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I love Tom Brady. I would, if he was in the show right now, I would go see that show.
I would too.
There's no way in hell.
It's a morbid curiosity. Been doing comedy. You're just like, I want to see what this is. Like we've seen the shittiest comics, like that are also trying in earnest to be good. But at this point, it's just like, fuck it. What have I got to lose by watching this?
Well, I'm not going to ask you who you think are the shittiest comics, but like locally, who are some of the best comics that you get excited to see perform?
I'm excited to see Joe Perot back in town. I was really stoked on that. I already mentioned you not trying to kiss the ring or whatever, but like again, seeing all the spots you're doing at the improv, the recording, like all that stuff, dude, it's so fucking cool to see that kind of stuff. Admittedly, I'm a little bit biased to the boys Spencer Bland and Jordan Huggins, but I've known them. I actually had just sent Jordan a photo because they used to be based out of Charlotte. Jordan came up with like a bunch of people, one of which I went to high school with, and he was like, "I know you do comedy. Would you like to host this?" This is like right when I started out doing stand-up. Jordan came up and did a show back at Tiernanog. If you remember that being when it was used to be. It was where Vitamanda and Brewery Bavana is, right next to the Poorhouse. It was Moore Square. Yeah, like I remember Jordan from that, and we always like loosely kept in touch. And then when they came back in town, it was just like you gravitate to people that you're going to be able to chop it up with. And so like those guys are my absolute favorites.
I'll tell you that jump that Jordan did. I remember just thinking like, wow, this dude right here. And I remember Jordan. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? But,
especially you see a guy coming out with poster boards. And
but see, that's the thing I love about comedy. I could see someone 2 years ago, and I mean they suck. 2 years later, you can see that same person, and they're fucking phenomenal.
It's putting that work in.
Yeah.
It's putting that work in, accepting any type of advice.
Not any.
I mean, but if it's right.
But it's being at least open to listen.
Open to criticism.
Yeah. It's so
because it's completely within your control to be like, nope, okay, that's worth it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So like he and I, we talk again. I can tell everybody, if not every day, every other day, we having a conversation, something about comedy. You know what I'm saying? And it's because I actually met him my first night on stage at Dinners. That's when we met. And
how long have you been doing comedy?
4 years. Yeah, 2018, November 18th.
So you had that good little taste of like what a comedy scene looks like when it's flourishing, and then things shut down. Kind of like, and you see who wants to really do this.
Yeah.
If you're willing to do admittedly I had to take a break because I was just like, I don't know what the fucking world is gonna look like. Like, do I keep throwing my hat in here? Meanwhile, people are like, fuck it, we'll do a Zoom show. You know, like just grinding it out. I refuse to do a Zoom show.
I did one. I was like, never again. Dude.
I did a Zoom improv show. It was like a Hollywood Squares structured show. And I think I was doing like Werner Herzog or something like that. It's like a German director. And then like 3 into it, I was like, this is the lamest shit I've ever fucking done.
I think Matt had a show, and I mean, he asked me to do it like over and over.
What was it, the virtual?
Yeah, the virtual joint, a zone joint.
Oh yeah.
What was it, Matt Ford? No.
Yeah, Matthew Ford.
Matthew Ford, yeah. Cool dude. And he was like, so he hit me up, I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And then I did the show, and I was like, never fucking again.
Did you see the people?
You couldn't see the people, you couldn't hear the people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I auditioned for America's Got Talent via Zoom, and I was like, I felt good because I kept seeing the producer, and he was laughing, but I was like, I need to be in person. No, I didn't make it.
I filmed a pilot way back in the day for Sci-Fi back in 2014. It was like a game show. I did like the Zoom audition and stuff like that. It's very, very fucking weird. Yeah, they flew us out to Beverly Hills and like filmed for a day. Yeah. It ended up getting picked up with like completely revamped the format or whatever, but I got $300 on a free trip out to LA, so.
Oh wow, did they put you up in the hotel and all that?
Yeah. Dude, they had cucumber water in the lobby, so I knew it was a fancy place.
Great. Cucumbers underrated. Dude, put them in your lemonade. Oh, it may not sell. Trust me.
Oh, dude.
You friendly right now?
Best flavored Gatorade is the Limon Pepino, the cucumber and lime one. Tastes like a little mini mojito that refreshes and hydrates you, man.
Next time, because you at Chick-fil-A, get that lemonade. Get you some cucumbers. Just cut them up and put it in the lemonade. Let it sit for a little bit. I guarantee you, when you call me, you're going to be like, well, see, you were right. I didn't think it was going to be good.
That's some spa shit right there.
I got off a food truck.
That's crazy.
It's very
good. A food truck in Charlotte. They had, the drinks up there. They was like, yo, cucumber lemonade. Like, that was so cool. I said, can I sample it? Before I was finished with the sample,
everyone fill it up. Let's go.
Is that good?
Put cucumbers in your lemonade. I guarantee you. If you don't like it, I'll buy you
all the lemonade for the
Nah, y'all good. I
know, but I'm just saying.
I'll buy you at least the country time lemonade. So
I ain't gonna catch the country time lemonade. Yo, I would say you ever just be really feeling like you done got paid. You like, I got a couple of dollars. Let me get some simple lemonade.
Simpia.
Dude, you get just some simple lemonade, put it in the freezer until it starts getting that ice.
Guess what? It's not even on sale today. I'm gonna go ahead and buy it anyway, dude.
All of it.
Yo, ain't nothing better than going to Food Line and seeing Super Lemonade 2 for $7. What? You bullshit. Give me a card. I'm about to fill these bitches.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna get the raspberry. I'm gonna like dance on my way out back to the car. It's perfect.
So let me ask you this. Do you remember your first joke ever? The first joke you wrote?
I mean, the first thing that I thought was funny that I remember telling my parents, it was when I was like a kid, like 6, 7 years old. All that I remember is the idea that it was places you shouldn't pick your nose. And one was in a Humvee, because my dad was in the Army, and just because it bumped around a lot. And just the idea of someone like repeatedly poking themselves in the nose just made me fucking laugh so hard as a kid. So that was like the first, like, if I had to think about like a joke that I wrote, but the first one that I would tell to like...
What's your first on stage?
My first on-stage joke, I do this one to end sometimes, it's a pun, because it's easy. It was like, I don't have any tattoos, but I want to get one, but I have to like... shot my ideas to my friend because I had bad ideas for tattoos. I was like, I want to get a tattoo of a crucifix on my scrotum. And he's like, nah, man, you shouldn't do that. That's sacrilegious. It still fucking hits. It hits hard, dude. And like, it's like, it's quick to the point.
Good joke hits. The absolute first joke I wrote, was my Netflix.
Soaks in your fucking brain.
I remember I still use my first joke. I think
It was a Netflix?
Yeah, the Netflix joke. The first jokes that we wrote were the best jokes. Like, even when you go down and look at comedy specials, it's always that first, unless with the exception of a few, very few. Bill Burr's one, Dave Chappelle's another, Chris Rock. But most of the time, the first stand-up special is the best one they're going to put out.
Well, think about it. It's like any great artist putting out an album or whatever. You have your whole life to do your first album. You got 6 to 12 months to do your second one.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like that gulf. It's just like, and it's like speaking to your special. It's like, this is the embodiment of this is my work.
5 years of everything I did for the past 5 years goes into that one. I'm not going to have another 5 years to come up with another special, another recording. So
that's also another feast or famine sort of moment. It's like, do you want to put in the work and...
Exactly. So like now I feel like, and this is a video game reference, you play Call of Duty. I feel like I just prestige.
Oh, okay.
And I'm starting all over from the beginning.
You got a nice little fancy symbol next to your name.
Yeah, I do.
But you are a level 1.
Yeah, but I'm a level 1 again.
And guess what? You have to do this before the season ends. You have to level up.
You gotta level up again.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel like. Cause after I did that, after recording, all of my jokes that I did in that recording.
Yeah.
With the exception of a few. So now it's like.
Isn't that like? I mean, I think coming from either guy's perspective, like, what does it feel like when you are writing out your set list? Like, how does that make you feel? Like, actually, like, sit down, think, and like itemize.
Nervous as fuck.
Right?
Oh, I'm a shivering bitch.
He's like a leech.
Just shuffling around.
When he found out he had his special, he had about a month.
A whole month to be nervous as fuck every day, every second of every day for a month. I'm about to throw up and like, that's just how I get.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and I promise you this, I've never gotten that crazily excited and fucked up the opportunity that was there.
You gotta capitalize.
Yeah. So like, I turn that nervousness energy into preparation and just being, and it works. So I get nervous. He knows it. He gets annoyed, but he still rocks with me.
But isn't it like, and I'm speaking from my personal experience. Like I'm like, I got anxiety up the wazoo. Like, I'm on medication for that shit. It affects me during my work day where I'm like throwing up for work meetings because I'm like that anxious for like, I have to be professional. But when I do comedy, dude, I can be as nervous as fuck or whatever. But as soon as I hit that stage and like the light blinds out everybody and I'm in my fucking element and I know what the fuck I'm doing. Dude, I've never felt more immediate 180 in my life.
And that's how I feel. As soon as I grab the mic and look, it's like, oh, this nigga look like Shrek. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's how my mind goes. I'm like, oh, the fuck I'm worried about these niggas.
Yeah, dude.
This bitch look like Caitlyn Jenner. I'm straight.
Dude, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's the best, man. I tell you, there's no better feeling than telling a joke that works.
Yeah, killing.
How do you feel about the scene, like in terms of like the opportunities that you have, or that you could,
I mean, I'm seeing now where, because I'm starting to get
Say it with your chest, little nigga.
Some work. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to get on stage more, and I always let him know that I appreciate him because after he did a special at Good Nights, with me featuring for him at Good Nights, immediately after the following weekend, I ended up getting a hosting spot at Good Nights.
All you need is one person to vouch for it.
Yeah, and like I said, through him, even with the improv, the relationship that he and I have, because I try to support whenever possible, you know. So whenever he was hosting at the improv, I hit every show. You know what I mean? And
That's awesome.
so it's just
you are a unicorn because like. How many times have we invited our friends out to shows that have always been like, tell us when your next show is? They never fucking come. But it's
and
like,
I tell them every time, because they don't make them like it. You know what I'm saying? Like someone that's gonna come out and support. You know what I'm saying? A show that ain't got nothing to do with them. There's nothing for.
And not angling for anything either. Like literally, they're for to support.
And the thing is, and my whole thing was, I was telling him.
That's awesome.
And all I tell T every time is, I hope that I get the opportunity to be there for you like you've been there for me. And now I'm starting to get those opportunities. And I'm just like, man, it's something when you get on. It's amazing. But when your peoples get on,
there's no better feeling in the world.
And see, that's where I'm at. And so you understand, like that's where I'm at. And whenever I was on my bike, when he got the David Arnold, that was like the first joint.
oh yeah.
So when he texts, I'm on my motorcycle. Can't hit him. Like I'm riding.
You automatically pop a wheelie
I'm
because you're excited.
I'm scrolling. I'm riding. I'm trying to scroll with one finger, so I couldn't hit him until I stopped. But when I seen that, you know what I'm saying, it was just like, dude, one, you deserve it. And then every time since then, but yeah, like I said, we chop it up. We met as doing comedy one night. I call him my big little brother.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, like as far as talent goes, he is one of the most talented comedians. He's just one of the most talented
I've seen
people.
you crush before, man. I've seen you at Mike's before.
Thank you.
It's really good.
Yeah, and then he's a great writer. He wrote a movie, so like put me in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like one of those things. It's like steel sharpens steel. Now, like even back in the day, I used to always kept getting better because I had to go see this motherfucker. So I would write shit like, I gotta come up with some shit as good as what Alex was coming up with. Because Alex was the bar. There was no other bar than Alex. Alex, man, the Detroit Lions, what was it like? Having a Detroit Lions fan is like having a Pontiac.
It's like telling your friend you wanted to buy a used Pontiac Sunfire.
Yeah, I thought all the people in Detroit did that. That shit is fucking genius. Like, it was those jokes that made me try to like, I need to write. Because like, I just didn't know how to write. I didn't know structure. I didn't know any of that.
Well, and you have a very narrow view when like, I'm watching specials. And you're digesting this one way, this very traditional way of doing it.
That's one of the best things about this is the conversation that we get to have.
Get into meet everybody. So to kind of close it out, wrap it up, we always ask the question, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that was to come to you for any type of advice.
Listen. It's really listen. It's like listen to what the audience gives you, listen to what other comics have to give you, because a comic's going to speak from their own experience, whether it be not very much experience or a ton, you know, and they've got something to share. They've all been through stuff. And then you're watching other people do comedy all the time. Like, that's also really, really important. Is like, and I've caught myself doing this a few times too. Is like I start getting booked on stuff where I start getting bigger sets, and I kind of stay in the green room and I'll be in my own head about things. Like you got to stay out there and you got to keep watching. Because the only way you're going to get better is if you are sort of comparing yourself to others. Maybe not that healthy of a thing to do, but at the same time you have to know where the bar is, right?
Yeah. So about this, what do you think you got your style from? Like, who would you say, like, as far as mainstream or not even main, if they're even not even well known, but who would you say, like, gave you, like, you know, a hint of what your voice would be?
To be honest with you, like, my earliest, biggest comedic impact was Chris Farley.
Okay.
Because it was the ability to be physical, like, throw caution to the wind, and just completely and utterly commit to whatever you were doing. In this case, it's sketch comedy, but like, you know, there's something to be said about that. Like,
it was a sketch comedy. I was Chris Farley is up there.
You're never gonna see a bigger man with more grace, right? Like the Chippendale sketch.
Yeah.
You've seen this guy prance around on stage, it's incredible. But like the intensity, like he would yell things, but like he had the softness to him. Like he had so many dynamics to the way in which he like just worked with people.
Right. Well, think about how this Tommy Boy and Black Sheep are two of the funniest movies ever made.
Absolutely, Tommy Boy is my favorite all-time movie. And
Yeah.
like I'm a big cinephile. Like I watch a lot of like artsy shit. And like people be like, "Oh, so what's your favorite movie?" I'm like, is it by Lars von Trier? Is it a Scorsese movie? I'm like, nah, dude, it's Tommy Boy. I've seen that. I know that movie front to back. It's me and my brother's favorite movie.
Yeah.
We recorded that shit off of HBO and ran that back all the time.
Memorex tapes, boy, I miss.
And there were 3 movies on one tape.
Yeah. How the fuck? To this day, how the fuck do you take a 2-hour tape and fit 3
There was like a
movies
little,
up?
there was like a little toggle on
Yeah,
the back.
like EP, SP, and LP. If you put it on SP, you can get 3 movies up there.
Yep.
But I still do
But
not
you had
understand
like
the logic
you had
behind
like
it.
maybe 5 or 6 watches, and then that quality started to fucking drop hard.
Drinking, you added the tracking button.
Yeah. I'll tell you though, man. The thing was Tommy Boy, because it was HBO, and for some reason it came on every Saturday morning.
Every fucking
Every
that was the transition between the kid shit in the morning and then the grown-up stuff. It was like, we'll throw a PG-13 movie.
If it wasn't Tommy Boy, it was Black Sheep. If it wasn't Black Sheep, it was another movie I love called Big Bully.
Oh yeah.
With Rick Moranis and
Yeah,
Tom
yeah.
Arnold. That, like, people don't understand. Put some respect on Tom Arnold's name. Carpool, another one. Tom Arnold is I'm not sure if it was Exit Wounds or
He was in True Lies.
yeah, he was in True Lies. He was in a movie.
I think he was in Exit Wounds. He was with
Was it
DMX.
DMX? Yeah, but I can't remember if it was Exit Wounds or Cradle to the Grave.
I think it's Exit Wounds.
Yeah, whichever one it is. He was the funniest thing in Exit Wounds, and Anthony Anderson was in it. And I think Anthony Anderson was. I did not even know he was a stand-up comedian, but then it just made, I was like, okay, now that makes sense. I thought Anthony Anderson was one of the funniest dudes out there. Yeah, but movies, man, my favorite movie of all time is going to be Life. Hands down, I can't say, but I'll tell you this though, the Tommy Boy ain't in my top 10. Because Tommy Boy funny as shit, especially the quote. It's one of the most quotable movies.
Absolutely. Like, and then when you quote, you're doing the dialogue, right? Like it's just like you're. Oh, I thought only doctors went to college for 7 years.
My favorite one though was when he was like, "Oh, mommy, the rhino's getting too close to the car. Oh, he's too afraid to get out. He's just a little guy."
I'm gonna wail on you.
When he hit him in the head with that 2x4,
And he's like, it doesn't hurt here or here as much, but right here.
Yo, that movie, man. Yeah.
So good, man.
Yeah. Or what's the odds of us hitting the water? If it's gonna be anything, it's gonna be a mountain.
The flight attendant, and then he does the flight. That's what it's like.
People don't understand. Those were our memes. We used to quote funny movies in class.
We had to act out memes. That's what we had to do.
TV shows.
Yeah.
We did that for TV shows as well.
But it's about time for us to wrap it up, man. Anything you gotta say to the people before we go?
Hey, keep it up, guys.
Unedited.
Yo, that was live.
Yep.
Live.
In the moment.
I believe in you.
What
And
got?
if you want to get on a Neptune show, email Neptune's Comedy. Do not message me directly.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, really?
Y'all never got back.
I literally just started, and that's what they told me to do. I didn't realize it isn't unchecked email. No, you guys
I
come.
was
You guys
literally
come.
going to say that when you say, I was like,
Well, you're definitely gonna get booked soon. We're definitely gonna get you on soon. Like, and if you, I mean, comics always get in free to shows. That's what a good comedy scene does. Comics get in for free to Neptune's comedy shows.
Oh, word, I didn't know that.
100%, dude. I work the door, so.
Got you. So,
I got you guys.
Oh, what I got to say is, hey, smoke weed every day.
What he said and what he said. Yo, again, thank you for tuning in for another episode of The Slice. We at 121 Fayetteville Street in Benny's Capitales. Again, I'm one of your co-host, Teron.
Oh, yeah. And I'm HL.
And I'm Alex.
Tune in next week. We'll be back. Salute.
The way it going down, the pride hugging. Yeah, yeah. Manolo, Mr. Doe, Flo Frazier, out. I spit it in, look at the just no rhyming. Quick to say P, don't worry, it's all timing. I slid in like a nigga that didn't pay, backdoor style. Shut the club down with a K. You know NC at it again, aiming at your cabbage again. I flow with a magical blend. Step up, get dropped to a tragical end. You know the kush got my lungs about as black as my skin. From Raleigh NC.